You're listening to an Accent Productions podcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Moody&D Gone Rogue. Very interesting. I love it. I love it. We gotta find. It's just one of you has to find a creative way to interrupt me every time I do the intro.
It's like the rules now.
Every time I do the intro. All right.
I'm gonna get a screaming goat next time.
Yes. What?
I'm going to bring in a live screaming goat.
Oh, lie.
What?
Have you seen that?
I have. It didn't need to be part of Moody&D, but now it is.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Moody&D Gone Rogue. This is episode 13. We're going to be discussing the party's time in Kelvrad, which, if I remember correctly, are episodes 36 through 40.
Mm-hmm.
Woot.
I left my dice in my bag, so I'm going to get dice so that we can roll initiative and begin questions.
I have dice if you want.
Well, I have dice. They're in my bag.
Oh, okay. They're over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do.
That's not 12 feet.
So there's like a. You're Polish?
I'm using his excuse for why he
doesn't
understand the imperial.
Reese was just racist. Everybody, please cancel him. Everybody.
No.
Not at all.
No.
In other news, apparently there's a red maroon color that I just completely missed.
Wait, no, hold on.
I know. I'm taking this one today.
Okay.
What's
Oh
that?
boy, guys, we have 4 dice specifically chosen for this, and now they're. Hold on, let's switch to. Let's give me that. All
like
right,
to switch it
let's
up.
roll
I don't
initiative.
like change.
We're changing.
Do you not?
Never mind. I love it. 19.
What the heck?
17.
18.
11.
Hey, it's like you're a player.
Reese, you had one job. Roll a nat 20.
I can't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Or
guys,
a 16. Or a 16.
Or 16. But it would have been 2019, 18, 17.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Perfectly.
So here's the fun
Unfortunately,
thing.
we just suck.
Actually, for Reese though, an 11 is like a statistically amazing roll if he's playing a game.
That is true.
That is correct. There's a reason I design all my characters to have advantage on everything.
I feel like this is DM Reese now. Because he rolled an 11, which is more than 10.
That's fair. Yeah. So this is DM Reese just having a bad day.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, okay. Well,
Kelvrad.
Okay. Kelvrad. Let's talk about Kelvrad. Starting top of initiative order.
Oh wait, yeah.
Christian.
It is I.
Did you text yourself the questions?
So, I may or may not have started listening to this while I was in a class. So I had my laptop right in front of me, so I just started writing
Texting
it
yourself.
down. And so I just sent it to myself on Facebook.
We love it.
And I also started with episode 42 because I was scoring it at the same time.
Wait, so did you listen to the episodes we're discussing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was like,
Interesting.
I
That's what you did
understand you were
first.
in them, but we recorded these months ago. Did you guys catch in one of those episodes I said it's about to be Thanksgiving? That's
my
how
gosh.
long ago these recordings were.
I'm telling you, my brain.
Oh,
These recordings.
these
And
recordings.
you guys are going to be listening to this in like May.
No, this is actually. Hold on, you might be. No. Hold on, because this is going to be. I think this is June. I think this is the Gone Rogue of June.
Could be.
It's
Dude,
currently
crazy.
February 1st, so happy February.
Guys, message us on Instagram and tell us how wrong we were, or who was right. Take your bets now, people.
I have kind of a question, but I also have a quote from episode 37.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, never mind. That's a
What?
Sorry, I have a quote from episode 36.
Oh, okay.
You get 3 guesses, but the first 2 don't count. I feel like that was that was amazing. I'm going to be
thank
using
you.
that for so many things.
Thank you. I stole it from someone. I can't remember who.
The best quotes are always stolen.
Yes.
Listen, yeah, all great artists steal, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Art is just a really long cycle of robbery.
Oh
That is true.
It's the
Sure.
only thievery that isn't technically sin.
Okay. Art
There's a lot more.
Art is robbery. Every fantasy book since 1950 has been a retelling of Lord of the Rings.
All rom-coms are retellings of Pride and Prejudice.
Very true.
I would
Convinced of
actually
that.
argue that the entire story of all of stories in history is just the same 4 stories retold. I think that's kind of an overstatement that we just like to do because we think that we're smarter than everybody who came before us. But yeah, I think that there's more ways of stealing that are not sinning.
Every sci-fi is just a retelling of Dune.
Every sci-fi is just a retelling of
Prove me wrong.
Spaceballs.
I'll be honest, I haven't.
You win the bit. You win the bit. You just stopped the bit right there because he won. He won the bit.
That's it.
He won the bit.
We can go home now, folks. Thank you.
What's okay? So that was your bonus action. What's your action?
My action is and it's not really a question, but I just want to talk about this.
Okay.
Everyone, Mr. Reese, it would have been so much faster if we just had fought those stupid birds.
Yes. Oh, you guys would have saved. You guys would have saved so much time if you had just killed the
We
birds.
would have ended on episode 43.
I'm pretty sure they had like maybe 15 hit points each.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but they also were super fast.
And there were
one
6
shatter.
of them.
One
There were
shatter
12
would have
of
killed
them.
all of them.
Oh yeah, 12 of them. Yeah, see, action economy-wise, we were smart to run.
No,
Just
you weren't.
Game statistics.
We
don't do AOEs.
We also had not been doing well. Like, we had just come off the battle with the body parts of Kuza. Like,
Yeah.
it just was not boding well for us. And
not a good
the environment was also hurting us. Like,
Yeah,
I was just trying
but-
to avoid any type of. I didn't expect a Kevin situation. Like, but it was like a mixture
still think
between
we should have
Kevin and
adopted Kevin.
the bird's mine from Finding Nemo.
Yes, yeah, you're
But
totally
even
right.
then, this is one of the things I had written down. Like, yes, you guys made the decision to run from the birds, but you kept trying to find a way to make them your allies and like use them.
Because you said they were giant. I was like, can you imagine like riding in on some massive? I'm thinking like, was it Swiss Family Robinson? They get like an ostrich and they ride it. Anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, Klaus had the exact same idea, but then he saw the birds basically pummel the food.
It was like you guys got so many signs that was a bad idea, and you two picked up on them, but you kept trying.
No,
Honestly.
because
kept
Audra was
trying.
like, you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
But we don't have a will in the party.
Okay.
He's got a point.
Well,
Oh, I love that meme.
we are off the rails today.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, those birds, I loved those birds. Legitimately, when you fed it the first, I was like, there was one. You could have killed the one. You could have just killed the one.
I know,
You
but I
could've-
was trying to be
we could've-
humane.
There were other ways. Like, even if you just kept on walking
We could have
by.
knocked it unconscious.
We could have fucked it in its general direction, and it would have died.
What?
farted in
in its general direction.
Monty Python. I fart in your general direction.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Gavin? I saw it once. It was okay.
It was it's phenomenal. What are you
I was
talking
like, that's
about?
most people's reaction.
A
Is
lot
that
of
it's
great-
phenomenal. I already know it's not my style of humor, so
Oh,
I don't know if I
it's
would watch
funny.
it.
What
I-
is the
I
flight
love-
time of a fully laden swallow? African or European?
I think it's velocity, not flight time.
No, it's
Maximum velocity of a fully laden swallow. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyways.
So yeah, okay, maybe feeding the birds was not a great idea.
Yeah, no.
In Audra's mind, in the
Toughens
moment,
the
it
bag.
was
Oh.
great. It was
Oh.
like it didn't involve killing, and it didn't involve a potential to lose another battle.
Yeah.
So
As the DM,
seeking peace.
I knew that you would feed it. I did.
Really?
Yes, I went into that scene being like, I'm going to put a bird there. And if it's not immediately hostile, Audra will feed it.
Yeah, I guess I did. I like petted a dinosaur.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you fully How to Train Your Dragon
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Dinosaur.
yeah,
Like you, of course you were going to
I just
feed
want
it.
to try and like create a bunch of animals that love and follow me.
You just need to
Audra wants
become
to be a
swarm,
Disney
You
princess.
just need to become a swarm keeper ranger like Altice.
Hey,
There we go.
third multi-class. Do it.
Done. No.
Sometimes there are really good builds with like multiple classes.
That is true.
I can barely keep up with
Yeah,
my
usually
two.
with a
So.
level
Absurd was amazing.
Who?
Absurd.
Absurd? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's this guy on the internet. He had like one level in every class.
Oh my gosh.
And somehow he was just a grab bag of abilities and somehow
Yep.
it worked.
It worked. Oh,
I don't
interesting.
get it.
Well,
mean,
no, it didn't. Everybody hated him, but
That's true.
and he couldn't do anything.
I was gonna say he'd be like really good at doing very low-level, easy things.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, he's the ultimate first level, 12th level adventurer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So yeah, he just sticks around
He
in
would
a small
he
town.
would kill a pack of goblins. That's all I'm saying.
Those goblins don't stand a chance.
Those goblins don't stand a chance.
He'll rage for 4 seconds and then blast them in the face with fireballs.
Yep. So yeah, that was my question. I was just listening back to this and I was like, this was an entire episode, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was just like,
Don't.
feed the bird.
Yeah, no, you guys spent so long.
And it became
then the
so
only-
stressful.
Yes.
Like, that was the thing. The level of stress I felt with these stupid birds.
No, I could feel
So
it.
bad.
Like, I was just like, you guys keep, like, if you just killed them, this problem would end in 30 seconds. But you were like, no, we can't kill them. Let's just run from the birds that are faster than us.
They were super fast. I don't trust
We
things that
didn't
can
know that.
potentially have pack tactics. No.
Do
The
they have
safer
pack
option.
tactics?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't
They're
think
axe
so.
beaks. That's the statistical block they use, and I don't even remember what.
And they were like 8 feet tall. Like, that was just
No, that's
intimidating.
Lotark. They weren't 8
I
feet
thought they
tall.
were
Like
big.
they were 7 feet tall. But they
Okay.
were, like 6
To
or
a
7.
4-foot lizard, that's giant. That's basically double her height.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if she can't turn into an ally, we ain't fighting those things.
Yeah, Klaus just wanted to turn them into his personal army, but it didn't work out.
Did not work.
I mean,
Klaus just
Klaus-
wanted to turn everything into his
Klaus
personal
has always
army.
been a featherbrained.
Prof Mac just flung her dice off the
And it
table.
landed
Into
on
me.
cans. Cans?
Can't.
Oh my god.
Plinth.
On my
Kite.
brain today.
Kite is what it is. Kite.
Kite. Oh,
Kite
my.
Aldridge.
All right. Next in initiative order, Prof Mac.
Oh.
Yeah, it's-
Oh
You
yeah,
were
I was 18. Yeah. How soon, Reese, did
Yeah.
you know the like different types of tribes and like for the Kelvrad to be very like militaristic with like their spy? Like, was that a spur of the moment thing, or you were like you kind of already knew a little bit of?
So my brain is very simply is making it all up like 15 minutes in advance.
Okay,
So
great.
like before you guys get there, I have an idea of what's going on, but like I knew the function of the Kelvrad, roughly how they worked. I knew that, like, so obviously when it came to the rock magic and all that, I knew that they would have that because they were the only, like, I knew that that would be probably one of their practices because of their vestment. You know, that then becomes a peopled practice. They are like, well, this is our history, and so we hang on to that. I knew that they would be relatively like put together. And like orderly because of their environment being twice as hostile as everything around them. Like, I don't know if you guys remembered the description of the dinosaurs that border on red dragons.
Yes.
That sort of just inhabit their lands. And so
I did not remember that.
yeah. And so, like, they've got bigger threats to deal with than most of the other tribes do. And so they have to be a lot more orderly about it. That's part of the reason that everybody's trained at a young age. But my brain is, I'm very happy to say, programmed to make jumps of logic like that in about 4 seconds.
Awesome.
And so I like made a good deal of it up at the moment, but I was also like, I know roughly what this particular kind of society would need to survive in this environment. And so a lot of it was built beforehand, a lot of it is built in the moment. It's sort of a 50-50 sort of deal. Because I can't build everything, because, like,
Yeah.
there's no way I would have known that you guys want, like, I could have known that you wanted to find Sereg, but I would not have had Sarid and Kozar prepped before, because why
Who would have thought?
Why would I think you'd be looking for someone to swindle? You had tons of gold at the time, and you didn't need any more. And so when you went looking for, like, yeah, they were completely made up. Of course, the Featherboa salespeople didn't
Yeah.
exist in the world of orderly militant, like, place. Of course, they weren't there beforehand.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
sort of people start to exist when you ask about them.
Like, yep, they were
And
here
when you
the
roll
whole
it up
time.
for them to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had like a bonus question to that.
Okay,
and my
yeah.
brain just lost it. Dang it. I'll have to remember later.
Okay.
I'll do a reaction or something.
Yeah,
Sounds good. Yeah.
All
That
right.
works.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I just want to talk in general about all of our reactions from the Visalok to this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Your collective delight.
I
was just like-
when I saw them walking across the street, the way that I was just like, oh, hallelujah.
I mean,
was amazing.
Klaus doesn't necessarily. I mean, he prefers the Kelvrad people to the Vselok people, but the Vselok people seem easier to manipulate. So, like,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Though it's the question of, can you really manipulate somebody who has no cares in the world?
That's
Right.
true.
everybody cares about something.
That's true. Everybody
Fair.
does care about something. For them, one of their major tenets is it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's always going to be okay.
Yeah, it was just like, the wave of relief that I felt going into that place was amazing.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I remembered.
Yeah,
I had
okay,
to write
go.
it down because literally
Go.
I forgot it again.
What is it?
Okay, so I don't remember the episode numbers, but we were headed towards Orvisol,
Yeah.
and then we made the decision to go to Kelvrad.
Yes.
And
gosh, that
it was one of
decision.
those where we all were like, this is a bad decision. Like, as players, we were like, this was not a part of the plan. But in character, we're going with it.
Yeah.
And then we ended the episode. Did you have to go and like plan for us to do Kelvrad then? Like, or
No,
were you like,
I-
it could have gone either way, or you
I-
had the plans already?
I think I actually had more fleshed out about Kelvrad than I did of Orvisol.
Okay.
Because I expected you to go to Orvisol, and so the second you guys were like, well, maybe we should go to Kelvrad, my brain started rapid fire creating the world at twice the rate that I would have had Orvisol prepped.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I actually rolled a d20 to see if I was gonna try to convince you guys to go to Orvisol.
Oh,
or
really?
Kelvrad.
Yeah. I remember you saying. I
Oh,
think you
that's
told me that
right.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
that
rolling
now.
between personal gain and party gain and personal gain 1.
Yep. Yeah. Well, because personal gain fixed the amulet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let's just say that Klaus was one wrong thing and he would have gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. I completely believe that.
So yeah. And I feel like we had a good time. It was one night, but oh boy.
What a night it was.
Y'all's rests are almost as eventful as your days. Like,
Yeah.
If not more sometimes.
which is hilarious to me. I just love it. Because, like, for every single person in the party, it's like, well, they're asleep. I can do whatever I want. I can think and say all the things that I can't think and say
Yep.
during the day because I'm keeping secrets from people.
You know, I'm kind of sad about this, but so episode 40 hasn't dropped yet, right? And I'm reading the title that Reese sent us so that we could listen to it.
Well, the episode will have dropped by the time.
It has
this
not
is
dropped at the time of this recording, right? And based on the content of episode 39, I'm thinking of all those things, and I read the words "one broke tiefling," talking about Klaus's financial state, and I read "one broken tiefling."
Yep.
And I thought that was a dig at Klaus, and I realized that it's not.
Nope.
I thought it was supposed to be kind of like a double entendre. But then I was scoring the episodes and I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that one really that one I had there were some of these episodes that I had a hard time coming up with names for because there weren't a ton of things that occurred in all of these. Like it was a lot of short scenes or a lot of one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dude, episode 39 though.
Which one was that again?
That was the
Oh,
one.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one.
Yes.
I mean, all three of us had a great moment. In
You
that
all
episode.
had very yeah.
Audra, I have written down Audra, the unlikely diplomat,
Yeah.
Dude, honestly.
Yeah.
just pulling out the
Yep.
prismatic
That-
blade at
be
the
like,
right
"Listen."
time.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yes. Very much so. It was phenomenal.
That was fun.
Kent, do you have anything more?
No,
Okay, great.
yeah.
I just want to point out and kind of ask a question regarding you guys, mostly Audra, keep
Sounds
thinking
alright.
that everyone has been magically turned just because they won't immediately throw themselves at your cause.
Yep.
Is this how you would actually?
Not everyone. Just her.
Just Audra.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm suspicious of people, but I'm not
Here's the thing. Why does Audra keep thinking that? Because you've asked that about every single leader of every clan. You've met them all, and you keep saying,
Why are you not freaking out?
Do I think they've been magically
It's-
turned? And I'm like, why would they be magically turned if they don't want to just immediately throw all of their forces at your
Klaus's
cause?
paranoia finally seeping its way into Asha's brain.
There's that. I think also too, it's just again in her immaturity, right? Like everything is so visceral for her right now,
Yeah.
and it's like, if I'm telling you, I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to be here. So if I'm coming to you and telling you there's a major problem, like in her mind, she's like, why do you not understand? Like, clearly I'm not from any of these tribes. Clearly I have your best interests in heart. So if I tell you that there's a major problem, I need you to be like, what do you need? Let's do it now. And the fact that they don't, she's like, maybe something is going on. Maybe he's already been amongst the people.
That's funny.
So-
She's like, they're like, no, I'm not going to give you my army. You're a traitor to your race.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of taking a sip of water.
I mean, kind of. Because I just think, like, at least for Audra, before, and again, some of this is our immaturity, but I think if someone had come to Kaizo from the fog and had been like, there's this lizard folk, or there's this threat that is coming and like has wiped out people and will wipe out people, her like desire for adventure would have been like, all right, what do we got to do? Let's like I think she would have jumped in and asked questions later. So she's like expecting, if you're the leader of a tribe, like that should be your response.
Right.
And the fact that it isn't, she's like, or he could have already been here and already turned the people, and maybe he's pulling the strings. Like,
Yeah. And Audra also forgets that Kuza's never done that before.
yeah, no,
Right.
but she has this
Yeah.
ability now to kind of like try and manipulate people's minds. So she's like, this is a thing people can do.
Which means that Kuza could do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No. That was my.
So yeah, she will continue to ask for every person who does not respond the way she thinks they should.
How dare you have a different thought process than me?
Exactly.
You must be evil
Yep.
or charmed by an evil person.
Amen.
It makes sense.
If Audra was running a place, she'd just start, a list. You could almost call it a blacklist.
Is that also a racist joke?
No. How has nobody ever heard of this? Come on.
Yeah, you
I
gotta.
have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
gotta
In the
explain this one.
1950s
I was like,
and
"Ooh, boy."
60s, J. Edgar Hoover was afraid of communists, and he started a list called a blacklist that he was mostly people put on there illegally for things he shouldn't have found out about them because he was doing bad things. But it was a list of people he believed were communists, and if you were on that list, there were a lot of problems. You couldn't leave the country. You shouldn't travel between states. It was all of these different things, and he would.
During communism in Europe, that's just called having neighbors.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things. Fun fact for everybody: guess what? Prominent person that we think of very frequently was known for putting people on the list.
I don't know, Donald Trump.
Walt Disney. He actively
I'm
testified against his cartoon artists because, the artistic community was just in general attacked in that time by Hoover
Shocking.
and his people. Shocking. And so he actively testified against his cartoon artists before Congress, like consistently.
Freaking commies.
Interesting.
Anyway, so that's what I was referencing.
Yeah,
Not a
and we-
racist joke.
Thank you
He
for the
says
explanation.
blacklist, and we all just look at him like he went there.
Yeah. No, dude. Like I was like, I think I need to make a marker. Like,
I swear I didn't.
And then I will just call it out.
my word.
Just talking about American
Thank
history.
you for the history lesson.
Yeah, that's-
Clearly we don't know our history very well. Because I also was like, Blacklist is a TV show that James Spader is in.
That's what it's about, though. Like they're
really?
referencing. Well, no,
Oh.
they're referencing the idea essentially of this all-encompassing list of people who are bad. Now, in the Blacklist show, it's like actual criminals, but the term comes from what Hoover was doing.
Fascinating.
And
more you
it's tied in
know.
because Hoover ran the FBI, and the FBI is running the show in Blacklist in the TV show.
Interesting.
So there's some tie-ins there.
Look at us learning new things.
Wow.
Learning
I forget
all
that I'm a
sorts of
nerd about
things.
American history, and most people aren't.
I've just invested too much time into the imaginary history of Orbitura that I've forgotten everything I learned in my American history class.
And I mostly learned European history.
And I was homeschooled, so.
So
she
Kent,
didn't learn anything.
if you make American history jokes, we won't get them.
Fair.
He said, duly noted.
I'll keep making them and then explaining them.
Do it, please.
I've learned a lot about American history by being his roommate.
I believe it. I've learned a lot about American history just by doing this podcast.
All right, shall we go back to the top of initiative order?
Shursky. Let's talk.
Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
I took the noise gates off of the mics, so that probably went through the mic.
Oh, definitely.
nice.
Let's talk about art, y'all, and the power that it has on people.
The context being.
The context being episode 39.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it. I love
How first, I mean, always character and then you. How does Adra, Bran, Reese's collective mind,
I said yes.
all 300 of them,
300 is a low number.
what is their kind of attitude towards art, if they even really know what it is? I don't know, Adra. Really depends on the culture of Kaizo.
Right.
And then for you guys, I mean, obviously we're all either comm students or comm related students or freaking music student.
I'm not comms related.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
you're-
no,
What do
he's.
But you are in the worship collective. Art is
Yeah,
important
yeah.
to all of us.
Yeah.
In
This
one
is-
way or another.
Yeah, this is obviously in context to what occurred with Klaus and Suddy and
Yeah.
Kozar.
The the singing. The
Yeah, I just
dancing,
wanted to
all
give
of
the
that.
episode context that this question was drawn from.
Sorry, yeah.
That
Yeah.
somehow took this person that I hated, and even though Bran doesn't know it, can't fully hate him anymore.
Almost
Yeah.
like there's a little bit of humanity in him.
Go ahead.
Almost. Oh, am I going first?
Ladies first. I don't know. You're next
Sure.
to me.
Great. Audra, I would say pretty non-existent. Like I feel like, you can correct me, but Kaizo didn't seem like a super artistic place.
No, they were more form and function.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, a lot of that came in, like, the form of Ima. And, like, their hunting materials. The most artistic thing you encountered in Kaizo was Ima.
Okay.
And
yeah.
really, the like, fancy golden scaled etchedness of him was part of the heart more than it was of anything that Surak
Surak did.
made. Because Surak
Haven't
made...
heard that name in a long
It's
time.
been a
Right?
while, y'all. It's been a while. Surak made just a regular stone golem
Yeah.
that was vaguely lizard shaped, but he didn't like put any of the etchings in.
Yeah.
That came with the heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't really much in the way of art that actually influenced Audra.
Yeah. And I kind of feel that for like even her attempts to be like mischievous or like when she tried to give Brand a nickname, like she's just not creative. Like it's just like
What was the nickname you gave him again?
I forget.
was it like
I think it was like tall one or something like that.
string bean or tall brand at one
It was
point?
like
It was
tall
like-
brand or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tried
that's
some
right.
And
tried
then
some muscle
Flashback
and it
came
was like,
around.
yeah, it was not.
Didn't you say like, I don't know why I did that. I won't do it again or something
Yeah.
like that?
Well,
Yeah.
because I was like,
I think
she
it
was
was
trying to come back with
immediately
this like,
questioned, yeah.
this
Yeah.
attitude, but Rachel is not quick-witted enough of like clever names, and so I was like, yeah, this is not going to fit for Audra because I cannot produce that. Like, but yeah, I think for me, Rachel as a person, I love art. But what's funny, I think that art is super important, but there are many forms of art that I just don't get at all and like cannot connect to.
Okay.
So I taught a class called Creative Arts and Ministry, and one semester I took them to the Art Institute,
Oh.
and the students were like loved it and were super excited. I cannot do art museums.
Really?
Yeah, I'm there for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and then I'm like, I'm good. Like, and I don't need to go back for years. Like, I just, something about,
Like visual art, you just
yeah,
don't
visual art. I appreciate the artistry, and it's things that I'm like, I
Right.
could never do,
Right.
but it doesn't move me. Like, if I stand before a painting, I'm not moved. I'm not. And ironically, it's similar with like most poetry and spoken word. I also don't get. Like, I understand that there's craft and art within it,
Right.
but I can't connected or figured out. Again, creative arts and ministry class I taught, I had a section on poetry and spoken word, but I would always bring in people to do it.
Yeah, because you were like, this is not narrated.
Yeah, and even like when I would grade my students, I was like, you'll probably get a really good grade because
I don't know what
it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm great with like cheesy Dr. Seuss rhymes. Like that's what I can do for you, you know? But like when it comes to like dance, and I grew up dancing, so like that is an art form that moves me. TV and film and plays and I make this joke, but I'm genuinely serious. I watched High School Musical 3 and I was sobbing in the movie theater. And so I find art like that tends to move me, or even being able to I appreciate good like interior design and making a place have a vibe. Like I really enjoy that. I can't do it, but it's something that it also can move me in ways that, again, looking at a painting or things like that.
Yeah,
And then music, anytime, all the time.
Yeah,
that's me.
Bran, I think sorry, I was pushed back. Bran, I think is more form function, but he also does craft, so there's kind of like that tension. He's not going to craft something that's just beautiful,
but there's still creativity.
Right, there's creativity, there's beauty. Like his things are not like the daggers or other things that he's created are not just form and function. There is a polish to them, a certain level of beauty that you might not
workmanship.
Get. Right, it's workmanship. It's beautiful because it looks well crafted, like that sort of thing.
And it is a general misconception that art is just the beautiful forms that we know, right?
Exactly.
Everything creative is quote unquote art.
Exactly. So there's an extra level of workmanship on most of the things that he creates that definitely make them artistic in that sense of like would evoke it from most people at least. Oh, that looks artistic.
Would he create like etchings on whatever he makes?
Depends. I think he could if he had the time for it and stuff like that. I think he definitely.
I mean, recently he hasn't, but
I think
here's a dagger. Oh, you broke it. Here's another dagger.
I would put it this way: if somebody commissioned him to do it, absolutely he could, and he would do it, and he would do it well. I don't know that he'd do it for anything he made for himself.
Okay.
Okay.
But Tor has etchings on him, but that was more of an effect of the wild magic than it was of Bran himself. So, yeah, for me, I'm kind of similar to you. I Prof Mac, I think certain paintings will move me. There are paintings that move me, but they have to be very specific ones. Like I walk through an art institute and I'm like, oh, this is cool looking, but nah, you know, it's not something that evokes emotion in me per se. There's a few that have. One of them is the if anybody's ever read or seen the movie, which I do recommend reading it. It's a good book, but The Picture of Dorian Gray. There's a painting that was painted for the movie that they made, and it is, if you know the story of the book, the movie doesn't tell it quite the same way, but if you know the story of the book, seeing that painting definitely causes a visceral reaction because you're just like, oh my gosh, like what happened here? Insane, worthwhile read. So that one I think moves me, but that's because there's some context there. Music absolutely moves me. You know, I'm the type of person I have playlists for different things that I'm doing. You know, music is great. Poetry and spoken word, yes. If it's actually poetic, I feel like a lot of our modern poetry is cheap poetry a lot of the times. I think we're trying to describe something and we choose poetry as a medium when maybe it's not the best medium for the descriptor of things every single time. You know, but I think like if you read back even 50 years ago, like some old poetry is, I find that much more moving. And even if you look at like, you know, worship music and things like that, I love, you know, a lot of modern worship music, but it has lost a poeticness that you find in some of the old stuff. You know, prone to wander, Lord, I feel it. Prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, Lord. Take and seal it. Seal it for thy courts above. Like there's just a poetry there that I think you don't always find in modern worship music.
It takes a special artist
Yeah.
to create that nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think the poetry, the art that moves me the most is good stories. So like Tolkien, Lewis, even I haven't read the entire thing, but Robert Jordan in The Wheel of Time. I keep getting stuck at book 4. Dune, even I only read the first book, but like that. Those big epic stories move me a lot. The Inheritance Cycle, the first book, Aragon. Like I just really enjoy a well-told story, and a well-created world. Like Tolkien's entire thing, you know, he's creating this language, and his entire purpose for creating Middle Earth is to forget the phrase that it is, but it's a greeting, and he wanted a world where the greeting made sense. Because that's just what it was, kind of thing. And like to me, that's like, oh, that's an evocative thing. So yeah.
Oh.
But anyways,
Reese.
I mean, I can't really speak for characters because there are tons of them, and they have different expressions of art. I mean, one of the things that, like, if you look at the Kelvrad tribe, their ability to pass through each other in the streets without fail daily, that's art.
Yeah.
That's their form of art. For the
Visalok,
one of the things that is even part of their culture of art is the blank tombstones. Like that's an art form to them as well.
their tradition in general just feels a lot more oral than it is.
Oh yes, no, the Visalok are very oral tradition. I mean, like I said, they don't have paper there.
Yep.
Whereas like they got paper in Kelvrad. It's not like paper's hard to come by. They can make it.
Yeah.
They
There's
have
trees.
access to it.
Right, there's
But,
trees, there's magic.
Like
you know, paper's not
Visalok
that
has
hard.
generically just oriented themselves around a oral tradition, you know, of it is known because we keep passing it down.
Yeah.
Because this information, it's centuries old, however long the tribes have been around. It's super old, but it's still here. And to them, that is an art form, especially like the Visalok view life as a practice of art. But as for myself, I mean, I enjoy pretty much every art form. I am not a dancer, but I very much appreciate dance. I'm not a painter, but I very much appreciate. I'm not a visual artist, but I very much appreciate visual art. I obviously am a musician, and music is one of my favorite mediums to communicate and process emotion. But above all else, I love story. And so, like, the piece of music that I have written that I would say is the best piece of music I've ever written, is storytelling. It's
Jim Bob the Dino.
no, no, it's not though. That's not it.
No, I'm joking.
I
love that song.
It's a fun little song.
I have a stupid song called Jim Bob the Dino that I wrote when I lost a bet.
And now it's everyone's favorite song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him, everybody. It
frustrates
is
me.
literally an
It's-
amazing song.
It's stupid. Everybody keeps telling me I need to make a children's book of it and then get
Do
like
it.
a CD in the back.
do? Yeah.
Here's the problem though. Jim Bob the Dino eats 4 people.
Have you heard the Baby Shark song?
Have you?
It originally started with the sharks eating the family. You lost a
didn't know
leg,
that.
you lost an arm, then you go to heaven. Do.
Oh gosh, don't.
Oh, really?
That's how
What?
the Baby Shark. It was like.
Oh boy.
Anyways, I can give you the whole.
Have you
Okay.
heard any story written by the Jupiter brothers?
The Grimm
The
brother?
Grimm
The
brothers.
Grimm brothers, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Reese, have you ever
Was that
seen
the
parents
Polish
read their
No.
kids
Oh,
the
you just, like, made
sanitized
me.
version of Noah's
I
Ark?
didn't remember the name.
The Grimm brothers.
I was like, what?
That is what Polish sounds like.
I
yes.
knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the song that it blends. The vibe that I went for with it was the space where a nursery rhyme meets a fairy tale. But
What song is it?
it's called Melancholy Workshop.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that one. Yep.
Apparently, it's good. Kent is having a conniption, so.
I've only heard it once, but it's amazing.
It's a very good song.
Anyway, but yeah, so for me that's very important. But story, I feel like, is my major modicum, and I don't.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm an okay storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why, like, as soon as someone told me there was a D&D show, I'm like, let's tell some stories, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get a group together and let's just tell some
Let's
awesome
do
stories.
things.
And here we are, 2.5 years later.
Oh
Nope.
my word! Has it
Hasn't
really
been that long.
It's
No, it
no,
hasn't. It's been a
like
year and a half.
It's been a year and a half.
It's
Yeah.
been a year and a half. I
I-
was like, I don't think it's been 2.5 years.
Because I've been here for 2.5 years, so
Yeah.
it all mixes.
It'll be 2 years
at the end of
next
this
fall.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we started in the fall semester.
Yep.
Yep. We just started about halfway through the fall.
Now we know about Klaus. What about you?
For-
Cross-legged.
oh yeah. So it's very frustrating because I did not grow up in a household that did art. Like my sister, which is very weird because my sister was an S-class dancer. She was the ballroom dancer, and so I grew up going to her competitions. I grew up going to her workshops, dancing with her, and my family really loves music, but none of us are artists. Like my sister, even in her dancing, her favorite thing about dance was the form of it,
Structure.
right? The structure of it.
Yeah.
My sister is a very like A-type personality kind of person. So that was the most appealing thing about it, as far as I can understand. So growing up, I used to make fun of art and artists
Interesting.
and philosophers.
Now look what you've become. You've become the very thing you swore to destroy.
You're everything you're hated. Are you happy? So being here in at Moody and switching to a comm major, it just feels like I'm constantly behind everybody. Because I love every art form. I sit for hours in front of my computer just watching dance videos.
No.
I love music nowadays less than I used to. I used to breathe music. Nowadays it's just kind of like, I'll listen to something from time to time. But there's very little that can touch me. Stories, I cry every single time I watch Avatar, and I watch it like 3 times a year.
Wait, Avatar the movie or
Avatar the Last Airbender.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's
Thank
I was
you.
like,
Yeah.
Not Blue People Avatar. Blue People Avatar does
They're
not
called
count.
Na'vi. Excuse you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can we call that movie what it is? It is Vietnam in space. I'm sorry. That is what it is.
I watched it when it came out 10 or 13 years ago, and that was the last time I watched it. And I have yet to watch the second one.
Yeah,
Even though
I
everyone's
don't-
like, you have to see it.
I don't want to
I
watch the
just-
second Blue People Avatar.
I
Three
thought
and
it
a
was
half hours
good.
too.
I thought it was good.
It's
Literally
visually very
everyone
appealing.
I've talking about, they were like, you need to see it. You need to see it in IMAX. But I feel like that time was probably past for me. And, you know.
I miss passing for you.
We're back to the old
Had
people
to
jokes.
pepper one of those in there.
The old people jokes are back.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, folks. Wait till
Prof
it's your
Mac is
turn.
smiling, so basically she wants to rip my head off now.
No, it's actually funny. I'm just really tired today.
Yeah. We're sorry.
Understandable.
Listen,
Prof Mac
it
is
is-
gonna stay up until like 5 in the morning today trying to memorize some lines.
no. I mean, it's partially memorized.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
This will come out after Founders Day, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out if it worked or
Yeah.
not.
I'm pretty sure it'll work.
All right, can we advance?
Yeah,
to
sorry.
next initiative
sorry.
order?
The next thing.
Because I want to make sure Prof Mac gets out of here in
Yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah.
memorize their lines.
Let's go. That was my question.
You're next, Prof Mac.
Oh, great.
If you don't have something, that's fine.
Not really. I just like the whole. I hate not being quick-witted because Brand's whole like pull your tail. I'll do it again if I have to. I was like,
Just don't.
I wanted to say something, but then I also was like, but I needed to be within like Audra's character growth moment, and I had nothing, and it just was really frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the other option was to, like throw a dagger, but it was like, we're not gonna like. We
I'll do it again if I have to.
Audra's mind
Stab.
yeah, like genuinely, but it's like.
Stab or go away.
Right, like we've moved beyond that, and so it's like she needed something. But again, I'm not quick-witted enough that I just was like, well, okay, I guess I just let him walk away. So talking to Tor was my next best option, but even that was like,
I feel like it's in general within Audra's like character.
Yeah.
no, it is. But I just was like,
Yeah, you
if
wish.
if I were quick-witted, I would have had a nice little zinger to at least leave with. But it just was
Oh,
like,
that was
nah.
funny. Yeah.
Anyways, that's my comment.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think there's absolutely one of the things that's difficult about improv is there is like an expectation that you always have a response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think when the responses run out, it also reveals very fun things about characters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's it. That's all this character has in their brain. Interesting.
Yeah.
That frustrates both me and the character.
Yep.
Plus, all of us lack a certain quick wit. Like, improv is not an easy thing.
No, but some people, like, I got a couple sisters, they are just on it. And I'm
Oh, yeah.
like, I wish I had that. I mean, I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad because I would just be the world's meanest person, probably.
Oh, it's
But-
I
It's a
have
very
been,
fine line.
Yeah.
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 I have been told several times that I am quick-witted. I have also been told several times that because I am quick-witted, I am also mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tend to go hand in hand.
Y'all,
I have had to learn not to do that all the time.
yeah, y'all never got to see that part of my life. Let's just say there were several years where probably like 50% of the words out of my mom's mouth were watch what you're saying. Because that was like in middle school learned that the only way to not be bullied was to be able to fire back and make somebody else look stupider than you did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I got good at I was not like nice quick-witted, I was mean quick-witted.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would shred people and it was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I quickly learned that the best way to break someone is to take away their confidence. And so
So you're just using Klaus to bring back some old technique then, yeah?
Yeah. So basically, I would like in middle school, because I was bullied when I was in preschool, I would just pinpoint someone's weakness and I would just drill down on it until they cried.
Interesting.
Yep.
They always say that, like cussing is the lowest form of intelligent. Like it's not like smart or quick-witted, and so that's what I had to divert to because I didn't have the quick-wittedness, so I was like, you know what, blankety blank blank to you, meh.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say Moody&D doesn't endorse these behaviors.
No.
We're not talking about
this
them
is
in
like,
an endorsing way.
no. This is like
I know.
when I'm not walking in like the spirit, you know.
I know. But it was just too
But it
funny.
needed to be said.
And it was also way
Yeah.
too funny to pass up the timing of that.
We do not endorse cussing of any kind,
Where
nor the tearing down of people's confidences.
Or just, destroying middle schoolers because they're jerks.
13-year-olds, the meanest people in the world.
Amen.
come on, somebody.
Kent.
Next initial order.
Oh
Kaif.
my.
Yeah.
Can't.
Aldridge.
Can't.
Can't.
Wow.
I can't stand him. Can't. Sorry, I will keep going.
You were saying, Kaif?
Keith.
Oh, it never ends.
Kenneth.
You were saying kebab?
Kebab, that's a new one.
Nice.
I don't
You were
know.
saying
Just
Kerwin?
Kentworthy?
the conversation between Audra and Tor. Can we just talk about that for a minute? 'Cause
Yes.
that was so
That
much
was
fun.
so amazing. I didn't know if it would work.
You guys, I love Tor so much. That's
much
literally
fun.
one of my notes. It's just all capital letters. I
I
love Tor.
Amazing.
He's my favorite character. You're not supposed to have favorite children, but Tor is my favorite.
Yes. Listen, that's fair.
Everybody has a favorite child.
Tor is my favorite. I love him so much. He is so much fun to play.
Listen, and now that Audra knows,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
it's on.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah. But the hold on, how did this conversation become about me? We were talking about Brad.
That was funny.
That was
Oh my gosh.
favorite
That
part
was so
of that
funny.
whole conversation was just Tor going like, and now you're in therapy.
Yeah.
Listen,
like,
I
no,
didn't
no,
come
no,
here
no,
for
yeah.
cosmic counseling, okay?
No. Legit. I'm just trying to play a little trick Why we gotta hold the mirror back?
Why you gotta make everything deep, Tor?
Dude, honestly though, but anybody have a friend who does that sometimes, and it's so annoying that you needed it in the moment, but you don't want to admit you needed it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite part of that whole conversation was, you just want to be a brat in this conversation, don't you?
Listen, she's maturing, but not all the time.
Well, it was probably the first time that it was ever spoken to Audra, like, you're just trying to be a brat.
Yeah.
You're not actually achieving an end here. You just want to be a brat at the end of the day here. That's your whole point here.
No.
That was a funny comment.
It was
That
really
was
fun.
interesting.
Let's see. Did I
I'm
have
just
anything?
glad that our next encounter, like the
Also,
next time I
that
needed
Tor-
Tor was not.
Not an encounter.
Also, technically, that Tor conversation was in the next. That was in the Orvisol section.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Was it?
but, yeah,
I swear she had the.
Kent, get out of here. You're out of the cast.
Wait, was it?
I believe so.
Where she had the conversation with him in the tavern that night. That second
No.
night.
No, we were
Tavern.
camping.
No, you're right. We
You
were
guys were
camping.
camping.
Oh
That was
my
after we
gosh.
left.
You guys were
Kelvrad, yeah.
camping.
I apologize, everybody.
You guys, you got a preview of the next episode of Moody and D,
Dun,
or
dun,
Moody&D
dun.
Gone Rogue.
Gone rogue.
Okay.
I
Can we?
wait. The Orvisol section. Yeah.
Yeah, because
yeah,
we're,
yeah.
we're
Yep.
going from
Yeah.
Kelvrad
Yeah,
to
because you
Orvisol.
guys were camping in between.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Can we talk about Sadeg, the rock guy?
I love setting.
Dude.
I
was
want to
amazing.
know all of y'all's thoughts about Sadeg. I want to know, like, if you guys were given an opportunity to just hang out with Sarag for a day, what would you do?
Oh no, I definitely wouldn't hang out with it for a day.
But what would you like? What would you do? What would you do to make it survivable?
If I had to,
Yeah.
pass. I have to think about this.
The answer for Klaus then is that one of them would not be leaving said day together.
That sounds about right.
And just based on Sereg, just our interaction with him, I'm assuming Klaus would be the one who was no longer with us.
Christian would just start playing Sadeg. Okay, but here's the question though: what would you guys have done if you were given Sadeg instead of Dufresne?
Oh no.
Oh,
Dude, that was
I mean,
amazing.
Sedek and Klaus would have had a
What if you
grand
went to
old
Toe
time.
and he was like, "You guys can have Sadeg"?
I mean, here would be my hope that he would have some pretty awesome like gems.
honestly.
Oh yeah, he
Hidden-
would have some
like,
nice gadgets on
we
him.
might have leveled up in like some pretty epic like accoutrement. So
Yeah.
maybe it wouldn't have been that bad. I don't know.
Honestly,
You
yeah.
could
No.
bling up my rings, you know.
I mean, I think like Bran probably would have enjoyed a day with him, craftsman to craftsman. Like, why not? For Bran at least, why not learn how to put magical gems into my craft? Like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden my dagger can do more than just whatever. Yeah, I think.
yeah.
Klaus definitely would have enjoyed trying to coax some information out of him on how
Yeah.
these kinds of things work.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you said it yourself that his interior design was more of an artistic expression,
Yes.
which
Yeah, it was very industrial. Very.
which would have been a bit of a connecting point between him and
That's
Klaus.
true.
That's one of the reasons why he sort of respected him, because he
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
businessman. He had an idea for his business and he executed it well. I feel like they would have an interesting day.
He just wasn't half as charismatic as you.
Yeah.
Covered in soot, wipes black handkerchief. You can keep it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
What about Adra?
I don't know. I'll be 100% honest because I haven't gotten to listen to the episode yet. I don't have a ton of memories from that moment. So I'm like those.
I mean, your big memories were making the exchange with him to do the spell gauntlets in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You really didn't have.
I didn't have a ton of
with him.
interaction. And I think that might have been also when I was going to the restroom. Spoiler alert to everyone. I left the room. So I missed like some of your interaction with him.
It's the lamest spoiler ever.
I know. Not that they could tell, but because didn't you go from there to?
No, there was a bit in between.
Where
with
he was
Kent.
playing the lute in the alley.
Oh, okay.
No. She's talking about like even
Oh, the
before
first
that.
time.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
very
yeah,
first
yeah.
time. I think you were there for my initial interaction with him, and then you were gone for most of my interaction with Sarin Kozar.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do remember the The voice is funny. I don't know. I think Audra just would have been like, "What do you got for me?" And then she just would have like gone to a corner and like let him do his thing. She would have like found something to do.
Yeah.
And
I love the aesthetic of it, like the shop and everything. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, and also Sadegg draining Klaus of every coin he had.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, Klaus didn't care because we've got no use for that gold there.
That's
So
true.
I came into that shop.
I mean, hey, the coin of good luck is a really useful
I came
thing.
into that shop to spend all of my money.
Yeah.
And you did.
And I did. And Sadegg thought that he's conned me out of my money. I was like, no, I got what I wanted.
Oh, no, Sadegg wasn't conning you. He just was trying to see how much more he could get out of you.
I mean, exactly the stone of awareness that I can't be surprised.
it's pretty epic.
That's great.
Yeah.
I could sleep through the night and I don't care. I literally can't be surprised right now. It's amazing.
I can annoy my fellow cast members by continuously describing weird effects that come out of me.
My fingertips are invisible.
Yep.
I can feed
Now it's all coming back.
my protagonist. What is it called?
Syndrome.
Yeah, my main character syndrome.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Very nice.
I love it.
All right. I think we should probably wind down the episode at this point.
Yeah.
Any parting thoughts that anybody wants to mention?
Not really.
No?
I'm good.
Okay.
No.
Amazing.
On to the Order of Soul.
Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this episode of Moody&D Gone Rogue. We'll see you back in next week with Moody&D, and in a month with the next episode of Gone Rogue.
And in 2 minutes for us.
Yes, and in 2 minutes for us, where we will be discussing the Orvasol clan.
tribe.
So really, episodes 41 all the way to the end of Arc 3.
Wow.
Setting us up for Arc 4.
Dun, da, da,
Da, da,
da.
da, da. Also, Arc 4 will have started at this time anyway.
Hey.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all for tuning in and joining us this week. Moody&D streams live on XN Radio every Saturday at 2 p.m. CST, and the podcast can be found on both Apple and Spotify starting the following Monday at 10 a.m. CST. If you missed part of our live episode or just want to listen to the episode again, we'd love to see you over there. You can also find us on Instagram at Moody_N_D. Again, that's the @ symbol, Moody_ the letter N_ and then the letter D. That's all for this week, friends. We love you, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.